Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And while most people that are focusing on Hillary in the past couple of days are saying, is she going to make a run? Is she ready to run? Is she coming in? Is she coming in to save the day? Is Hill Dog running? Or, the big headline today is, at least if you're on the conservative or the alt-right, or are her comments at some not Planned Parenthood, but, excuse me, pro-choice event, right? Those are the two big talking points. Well, I'm going to let you know on a talking point that I think is extremely important. And it's not by some kind of a right-wing media outlet. It is very mainstream. But a lot of people are missing this one. Hillary Clinton defends Joe Biden after controversy about how he interacts with women and girls. Get over it. Now, in a Time's Up, Me Too environment, this is really something I think that we should be focusing on, because old Joey B, Mr. Biden, has creepily touched women quite a bit. And on top of that, we have this whole Ukrainian scandal abound. I mean, how much longer can he last? I know they're trying to make that about impeachment and Trump. This is also going to be a kind of a companion to my last video on the Ukraine, but we'll get there in a moment. This is more about Hill Dog right now. Make sure we thumbs this video up, guys, and share it with others. So let's take a look at her actual quote and what she's referring to. Here we go. So basically, number one, I'm glad people ran this headline, right? Because they're the only one focused on this. But at the end of this paragraph that kind of is a predecessor to this, they kind of spin it away from Joey B and into Trump. If she sounded somewhat dismissive of Biden's past behavior around women and is not alone in defending him, he has female supporters. Really? Does Donald Trump have female supporters? I believe he does. You know what Donald Trump doesn't have? In all of his years of, owning beauty pageants, hosting beauty contests, etc., are him touching young girls on video in inappropriate ways. But we'll get there. He has female supporters, colleagues, and aides who have spoken positively of their own experiences around him. It was because she wanted to focus on the president, Trump, and then here's where the spin is, okay? So I'm not even going to read the spin of Trump. This is where it gets really interesting. We can pick apart anybody. No kidding. Of course we can. But videos last a lifetime. So this isn't he said, she said mudslinging. I encourage people, before you read the rest of this quote, go check it out yourself. You just type in Joe Biden girls clips. And, I mean, for some of them have been taken down, right? But these are the more tame ones. You'll see, go to page 2. Go to page 2. We got more. All day, every day. All right? And it's out there. You can, there you go. There's yet another one. So you do your own little research. But she says, get over it. Look at the candidates. Look at what they've accomplished. Look at what they have fought for. And vote for anybody to get rid of Donald Trump. Does that mean that Beto O'Rourke, other than just pandering on a skateboard, should come out in a sheep's head with a Hitler mustache? Just vote for anybody, right? I mean, he said some of the wackiest stuff out there. He might as well look wacky while he does it. And once again, when we get with the wackiness, look, I'll go after this administration all day, every day on real foreign policy, and I do. However, I got two videos here that I think we need to show. Okay, these are companions to my video earlier this week on the fake impeachment, where I show you Biden bragging about having, and you got to go watch it if you don't believe me, brags at the CFR with Richard Haass right next to him, saying he's going to withhold $1 billion in military aid to the Ukraine unless the prosecutor, the same one that was looking after his son, was fired right there. He's on a plane in 6 hours. Your call. He had a prearrangement, he said, all sorts of admission and laughing about corruption and collusion in something that would basically end an investigation to his son. Now, there's two videos that are extremely important. One, not a Giuliani fan. Let me repeat it. Not a Giuliani fan. But you read this and it further proves my point that this prosecutor was absolutely fired while investigating Biden's son, Burisma. Kerry had a son involved in this as well. All right. Now, then we're going to go, and I'm no fan of Jim Jordan either. We're going to go and show you how today, this is a video from yesterday, but how today CNN is pushing a completely false narrative. I mean, the lies that Jake Tapper says here with a straight face are unfreaking believable. So let's start with Mr. Giuliani.
I also support everything I say with affidavits. I have an affidavit here that's been online for 6 months that nobody bothered to read.
Now let's stop. Yeah, it has been online for around 6 months. Remember, I covered this story in April before it was Trump being impeached for asking the Ukrainian president to look into an investigation that they had actually previously ran. This is, the pure insanity. The scandal is about the scandal of the scandal.
From the gentleman who was fired, Victor Shokin, the so-called corrupt prosecutor. The Biden people say that he wasn't investigating Hunter Biden at the time. He says under oath that he was.
But as you know, I know he says that under oath.
He must not.
Oh, do you, George Stephanopoulos? Oh, you know that he says that under oath. So you know the guy that got fired over this, that Biden demanded be fired and bragged about being fired, swore under oath that he was indeed investigating his kid. Oh, sure, he said it.
We don't even know him. He must not be telling the truth.
We know that Vice President Biden was part of an international effort, was part of a government-wide effort to help push the prosecutor out because
the name here was Donald
corruptions.
Trump and Donald Trump Jr., and it said that the president of the Ukraine asked me to resign due to pressure from the U.S. presidential administration. The truth is that I was forced out because I was leading a wide-ranging corruption probe into Burisma Holdings and Joe Biden's son.
Under oath. Now, again, I'm not a Giuliani guy, but he's not wrong. That document is available to any of you right now. Right now, you can read along. So let's continue.
That's under oath by the prosecutor who was handling the case, who they say is corrupt. Now, a lot of prosecutors.
It's not just they who said it's corrupt. The European Union said he's corrupt. The entire U.S. administration.
Oh, the European Union. Well, there's your credibility. I don't know if you just saw my last interview with Tony Gosling, where we went deep on Brexit, but if not, go watch it. You'll see how credible the European Union is.
Anybody prove it?
That's why he was removed from office.
No, it wasn't. The reason he was removed from office was he resigned because the president forced him to resign. And then, just in case we want to deal with the corruption thing, I have another affidavit, this time from another Ukrainian prosecutor who says that the day after Biden strong-armed the president to remove Shokin.
So again, listen closely.
They show up in the prosecutor's office. Lawyers for Hunter Biden show up in the prosecutor's office, and they give an apology for dissemination of false information.
I know.
And you know what the apology is for? For having gotten out the story that this guy was corrupt. Now, if you met this guy, he's not very good at corruption.
Yeah. You want to know why he's not very good at corruption? Why do you listen? Again, no fan of Giuliani, but what's he driving, Giuliani?
He's very poor.
Well,
unlike the prosecutor who tanked the case on Biden, who's driving around in a Bentley.
Okay, you.
There we go. So listen, read those affidavits for yourself. It's a pretty cut and dry case. Again, my previous video, I show you Joe Biden bragging about having him fired or withholding $1 billion in military aid. Pure corruption right in front of you on camera as millionaires in the audience in the CFR laugh. All right? So, again, not a fan of Jim Jordan, but let's listen to this. Watch Jake Tapper just deny everything right that was said right there.
According to the acting director of national intelligence, the transcript is in alignment with the whistleblower complaint. We all see it. We all see it's a conversation. Zelensky wants military aid, and President Trump asks him to look into the Bidens. I can't believe that that's okay with you.
Now, first of all, Trump doesn't ask to look into the Bidens in out of nowhere. Remember, these reports were out there, and Biden bragged about them. And the military aid stuff, again, even if that's true, why is that not the scandal that it was already done? Like we're just supposed to allow that to just happen? Come on, give me a break.
Zelensky brings up he wants to drain the swamp in his country like the president is doing here. The president says, do me a favor, can you figure out what happened in 2016? I thought we all cared about what happened in the 2016 election.
And then he
Russia,
moves on to
Ukraine.
the Bidens. And then he moves on.
After Zelensky says this important sentence, in addition to that investigation, I want to do all investigations in an open and candid way. Only then does the president bring up Biden. And my guess is if you ask the American people, when they look at what happened with Joe Biden's son, I don't.
Exactly. Wait. Again, just to sum it up here. First, there was like a $1.5 million investment somehow, and that was with a group of people. But then he was getting $50,000 a month for nothing. For nothing. Can you imagine that cushy $600K a year job for nothing? For nothing? A lot of nose candy you get there.
What happened with Joe Biden's son?
He got paid $50,000, Jake.
Yeah.
$50,000 a month for several years now.
And the Ukrainian prosecutor said there's no evidence of wrongdoing.
Come on.
What?
Come on. The vice president's son...
The Ukrainian prosecutor that Biden had put in. I mean, they put in a good guy. He's not going to investigate my son.
Gets paid $50,000 a month and gets hired by a company in an industry he has no experience in, and that's fine. And all you folks in the press and Democrats, no problem here. Go try taking that message to the American people.
If you want to propose a law,
who don't make $50,000 in a year, and when they see the vice president's son getting paid $50,000 a month in a field in an industry he has no experience in, I kind of wonder what Hunter Biden did in those board meetings. So would he just look at his phone, check out the sports?
In May, listen. If you guys think, and I'm not accusing Tapper of being some kind of mouthpiece, but if you guys think that this isn't an intelligence talking point, I mean, give me a break. Listen to this. You just heard the affidavits. You've seen Biden brag about it. We all know it was true. It's $1 billion. It's not chump change. And now this man is propagating there was no corruption in the Ukraine, and that the guy was not fired because he was investigating Biden's kid.
But he's getting paid $50,000, and then when the company that's paying him that money is under investigation, guess what? Daddy comes running to the rescue. The vice president of the United States comes running and says,
what happened.
Fire that prosecutor.
Sir, that's not what happened. The European Union, the Obama administration, the International Monetary Fund, clean government.
Let's just stop it right there. The International Monetary Fund and the European Union stepped in. They're very credible. Those are very credible institutions. And Tapper, again, you can listen to Biden say he's on a plane in 6 hours. And call him. Call Obama. You want this money? See what the big cheese has to say. Fire him. He literally says, fire the prosecutor.
Activists in Ukraine thought that the prosecutor was not prosecuting corruption.
So you're saying Joe Biden didn't tell Ukraine to fire that prosecutor? I think he did.
He did.
There's the one time right there that Jake Tapper tells the truth in this entire interview. Behold it. He goes, wait a minute. So Biden didn't tell him to fire the prosecutor? He did. That's as honest as it gets with Jake Tapper. Listen to what he has to say now.
But he bragged about it.
The guy was not prosecuting anything. That was the problem. The government of the United States and the West.
Joe Biden told him to fire the prosecutor. You're not saying
facts. You say, here are the facts.
No, here are the facts.
He wasn't prosecuting. You just heard and saw the actual affidavit where the guy who got fired said he was. So who do you believe? Jake Tapper or the guy who got fired over this? Life of Brian, want to thank him for the $20 super chat. Big ups. Love your work, Jason. I only contribute to 3 guys, you, Corbett, and Bros. Keep it up. Well, thumbs up. Those are 2 other great content creators. Let's just listen to a little bit more of this crap that is spewing out of the mouth of Jake Tapper.
Did Joe Biden tell him to fire the prosecutor?
Because he wasn't going after corruption. He wasn't going after corruption.
See, right? Remember, I said he only said one honest thing. He said he did ask him. Now, right there, you notice how he doesn't say he did. He said because he wasn't going after corruption. That is a bald-faced, devilish, in-your-face lie. There it is. That's it. So this is what we got. We got a guy like Jake Tapper that's just obfuscating facts, and we got a lady like Hillary Clinton who's saying, if Joey likes to touch inappropriately, get over it. We need to beat Trump. Vote for anybody. Anybody but Trump. That's not how I roll, folks. And I'm doing it 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6, 7 times a day. Make sure you thumbs this video up, share it. If you're not subscribed, now's the time to join the Burmis Brigade. You can follow me on Twitter as well at Jason Burmis, as you can see right there. And I've got a GoFundMe. This is how I'm doing it. There is no Patreon. There is no Subscribe Star. This is how I'm rolling. We'll be starting another one on the 1st of the month. And I believe we are actually going to start Mixed Martial Mindset every Monday with John Fitch, once on this channel, once on his channel, revolving weeks. We're going to be talking MMA, sports in general, but a lot of this talk as well. And hopefully we're going to be taking at least all of your super chats in that program. Really looking forward to it. I love you guys very much, and I will see you all on the flip side.